you build a player like you build a house with a basement. You know, the basis of a player is the technique. You get that between 7 and 14 years of age. Then the second part is the physical aspect. The first floor is the physical talent of the player. Unfortunately, that is decided between 14, 17, where you see, okay, we'll be quick enough, strong enough. And then the second floor is the tactical aspect. Does he understand the game? How can I relate to you if you have the ball? Do I understand where to go? And then the final part that is decided at 18, 19 years of age is how much do I want to be successful? I play a young central defender of 20 years old. I know he will cost me points in the season. And I have to stand up for that. If I play a 28-year-old centre-back, maybe less talented, it will cost me less points. But I will not give a chance to a young player. And at some stage, I must say, as a manager, sometimes you feel lonely to stand up there and say, no, I want this boy to play because he deserves it. But just to deserve it, I know as well that he will make mistakes. Because you learn your job at 23 years of age, 23, 24, you have a player. But until 23, we make up and down. The stamina in the motivation is more important than the intensity of the motivation. That means those who resists to frustration. When a guy has a low rate, for example, 0 to 10, if there 2 or 3 in stamina of the motivation, he doesn't survive. Because you have to deal with frustration, with disappointment, with not being selected, and still keep going. And those who keep going make it. At some stage, it is a meeting of an attitude. All these guys, they have been questioned, you know, will he make it or not? And you had people who said, no, he will never make it. But they kept going. And at some stage, when you have the attitude, you meet somebody, I give you a chance. And that is always a meeting between an attitude and somebody who gives you a chance in life. That's absolutely 100% for everybody.
What about reacting to the experience of defeat? Why is that such an essential part of what makes a winner?
Defeat happens. I can accept defeat, no bother. No problem for me. Maybe when I was very young, I found it difficult. But you have to have the dignity to eventually be able to accept defeat and be a good loser. But it doesn't mean to say you don't forget it. My purpose after that was to make sure it never happened again. I just hated losing that way. I would tell my players at the end of the game, in no uncertain terms, and would always try to find the reason why we lost that game. But the next match was another world, and I made sure I was going to win that next match. And that purpose and determination is something that's in you. It's either there or not there. And you know, there are some great examples about how you handle defeat.
I'd just like to address the football side, because to me that's why these lads, they're a symbol. All you players at this club, that's your symbol. That's your symbol. People have worked hard all their life. Forget the ability. To achieve in life, you need something extra inside you. A dynamo that says, I'm going somewhere. When the kids arrived at United when they were 14 years of age, that's what they had. They want to go somewhere. And the desire, on top of the ability, because the two things marry, they work with each other, there's no question about that. But they had that work ethic, which you really need in life. Nobody comes to your door and bangs on your door and gives you money. Believe me, you have to go out that bloody door and earn it. And working hard is definitely a talent, believe me. And if you work hard all your life, that is an amazing thing. Go on, work hard. And I'll tell you something also. If when your manager, your coaches are hard on you, you know why? Because you need to develop your character that it never lets you down. Never lets you down. I knew when that team of mine went out in the field at Old Trafford, never let me down. No, we never win every game. Obviously, we never win every game. We'd love to have. We tried to. You know something they never did? They never gave in.
To be active, don't wait what they do, the opponents, you know. We decide what we want to do in our game. That is the main thing. And to do that, you have to have the ball. So you have to play with the ball. That, I think, is one of the keys of our game. So all our training sessions with the ball, all we want to is play and play and play and play. And after that, when we talk about defensive, is we have to regain the ball. And what we want to do is that is the big fundamentals, so that the big parts of our idea. Is try to play with the ball and run like an animals, everybody, to regain the ball and play again and play again and play again. Sometimes you can give a lot of passes, sometimes because the opponent make it uncomfortable, or they play, for example, when you have a team like press so high and so intense, it's impossible because once you make 2 or 3 passes, you have to attack quick. When the team defend low block and just wait, you have more chances to make a lot of passes. It depends on that. But the essence is that is play. Always I believe the players want to play with the ball. I have to respect their desire, their wishes, and always we try to do it.
It's a very natural game, first of all. The more you do with the ball, the more you play with the ball, the better you will get. Nobody should think that any world-class player recognized when he was 10 years old, there's a ball. That makes it quite easy for youth coaches then, because we all think, when do we have to start with tactical things and all that stuff? Tactical things, they are because of the game. The first touch, for example, the first touch is perfect, and every one of us could train the first touch. So then you have time to see what's around. If you need 5 seconds to control this thing of leather, then everything changed already around you. So do this, and when you have this, and you have the overview, then you can use the pitch and you can learn all the rest. It's a player's game, it's a team game. But very early in their life, we give them the feeling that they really have to show that they are better than all the rest. That doesn't work together. We give him the ball and I do something special and we sit outside. Oh yeah, he's good in dribbling. But he don't use his teammates and he doesn't use his teammates and all that stuff. So that's part of the game. So that's why I really fight for giving them time to develop. You cannot go only to training and play football there. That's never enough. You have to do a lot by yourself, and it's a nice thing. You can keep it up at home in your room. So maybe at the beginning a few windows get broken, but then in the end everybody's safe around you. So, and that's how all should start. Really get familiar with the ball. Helps a lot.
There's a contradiction in that we're in a room of specialists who develop systems and who maybe could fall into the same trap of saying, players, do it my way, and then taking away the capacity for the players to think. Do you think that systems in football, that structures, run the risk of killing intelligence, creativity, interpretation in footballers?
That's one of the dangerous things, of course. It's very dangerous if a coach is too dominate to certain players. And on one side you understand, because the coach always be valued of his team if he wins. If he's got a team who's losing, they said he's a bad coach. It's got nothing to do with it. It's a question to educate players. And educating players is what he knows, he knows. I mean, you don't need to teach him. What he doesn't know, he's got to know. He's got to teach him, tell him how to do it. And if he's got some habits, which every player has, if you've got some habits which are not good for the team, let's say you're a very good outside player, very intelligent, you're very tactical, everything is perfect, but you don't defend properly in a proper way. So what I did is then this outside right, put him 1 month as a right back, and put the same outside right in front of him. So he will have the problem which he creates himself, is he doesn't. So does it for a month, he starts complaining, and he's right. said, exactly what you do. So if you don't want him to get into problems, do it properly. And it's not a question of running, it's just a question of brains, getting position, and you can do it walking.